Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. You are watching Park City Television live. And of course, Utah is known for their entrepreneurial spirit. There are so many small business owners, so many fantastic ideas. But of course, one of the largest hurdles people come across is the financing aspect. Well, I have Joe Nielsen, president of Clear Capital, to sit down and talk about all of the different options that he provides to help make so many entrepreneur and real estate investors' dreams come true. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Thank you. So, tell me a little bit about Clear Capital, because you really take a more non-traditional route.
Absolutely.
When traditional banks maybe reject your idea or reject your real estate investment, people can turn to you.
That's right. The National Federal Reserve actually came out with a study not too long ago that actually said that 90% of small businesses who go to traditional banks and credit unions don't get financed.
90%?
90%. So 10% are what we call bankable, you know, perfect everything, they fit in the box. And so the other 90% have to go to an alternative source. And the trouble is that a lot of businesses, entrepreneurs, they just don't know what those sources are. So that's a big part of what Clear Capital Group does, is consult with business owners, real estate investors in particular, about the different financing that is available.
So what are some of the markers that a traditional bank would use to reject a business, but something that you don't see as a deal breaker?
So banks and credit unions, they typically have the 3 C's that we talk about: cash, collateral, and cash flow and credit. If those 3 components and time in business isn't sufficient, they say no.
Okay.
We, and my portfolio of lenders that we work with, we can lend on any of those aspects, one or multiples or even non-existent. So we really like to look at the story behind the business or the entrepreneur and then figure out how we can work creatively to get them financed.
Well, that's so encouraging, because a lot of people have these brilliant ideas or want to get off the ground, but they don't necessarily have the time behind it or the background in it. Not to say they're not going to be wildly successful,
right,
but they just need somebody to give them a little bit more of a creative route to get to the financing.
Absolutely. And a lot of these business owners and entrepreneurs, they're experts in their product or their field or their service, right? But they're not experts in sourcing capital. And that's why you've seen a proliferation of these websites like Kickstarter and so forth, so that you can gather funding from your peers who believe in you as the person, you as the entrepreneur, whereas unfortunately, banks and credit unions, they just look at the numbers.
They look at a spreadsheet, exactly. They don't look at the individual.
That's right.
And I think it's so daunting, too. I mean, you have this entrepreneurial spirit, you have this great idea or this real estate investment, but then the thought of having to go to a bank and, I mean, it's that mortgage, you know, where you just think, I am just signing my entire life away. It can be really intimidating. Will you provide education as well for your clients? Absolutely.
In fact, that's one of the biggest things that I really believe in. If you're not educated and knowledgeable about what's out there, you can't make the right decisions for your business. And so we do a lot of webinars, educational webinars. I'll do a one-on-one consult via phone, or I'll come meet you, and we'll just hash out an exploratory session, basically based on your situation and where you want to go. And then in addition to that, one of the biggest hurdles for business owners is that they don't have business credit.
No.
Now, a lot of people think credit. Well, I know what credit is.
I know my FICO score. I do the
exactly. Yeah, we know what our FICO scores are. But business credit is entirely different. It's non-personal. It's entirely separate from your personal life. So if you can build a robust business credit profile, then you can go to a bank and credit union or whatnot and get very nice rates without having to do a personal guarantee or leverage your house or your kid's future or something like that. You separate that liability, and it can be done in a fraction of the time that personal credit is built. Personal credit, as you know, as soon as you get a cell phone or a car, it starts to build, and it builds over a lifetime.
But it takes years and years and years.
Right. Yeah. Business credit you can establish within 90 to 120 days to go out and get high trade lines or high financing with great rates and terms.
The education, and I think taking the scariness away from it is such a huge thing for small business owners. I mean, for people that are out watching and thinking, I have this great idea, I have this business idea, I have this real estate investment, but I don't have the financing, I don't think I'd be approved if I went to a traditional large-scale bank. What advice would you give them as sort of a first step?
First step is knowledge. And that's where I try to meet people in the middle. Is I'll bring you some options, I'll bring you the education, the knowledge, and then together we'll work to determine a strategy and solution for you. So the first thing is prepare for the financing. A lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, they get their idea and then financing is on the back of their mind. So when they're ready to launch, then they think, oh, let's do financing. We actually
Let's be realistic, right?
We need to take a step back and prepare for that, because that is pivotal in determining your trajectory.
And I can see that would be very discouraging, that you feel like you have all your ducks in a row, you have your brand and you have your product and then you get these stagnant roadblocks.
Right. Yep, so number one is just prepare for it. Learn about it and then prepare for it. And then that way when you're ready, you can pull the trigger and it's a smooth process. Otherwise, we have to go back to step one and then prepare all over again. So much easier to prepare.
Much easier to have the education, the knowledge first. It sounds like not only are you providing the education, but you're providing people that maybe have a fantastic path ahead of them, a more creative way to get there instead of going through rejection after rejection and getting discouraged from reaching their goal.
Absolutely. And we don't only cater to new businesses or new startups, for example. Even if you've been in business 10 or 20 years, we can still formulate a good business credit profile so that maybe you have some high interest debt on your business. We could actually get that business credit built within a short period of time and then go out and refinance with a much more affordable debt or equity that you need for your business to run on. So not only can we do initial entrepreneurs, we can do entrepreneurs who have been a little bit seasoned in their market.
So for people who have that brilliant idea and are just looking to you for some education and guidance, how can they get in touch with Clear Capital?
So just online at the website, clearcapitalgroup.com, or give us a call at the phone numbers that are listed there. We're located here locally in North Davis County, so I can actually come out to your place of business as well, and we can do a exploratory session. It's a lot of fun meeting business owners.
Well, Joe, I think it's so encouraging not only to meet a fellow business owner that's local to Utah, but also an organization that's sole purpose is to encourage people to expand their ideas, start their own small business, start their own real estate investment. It's exciting.
Absolutely. I love doing it.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here. And for all of you that have that brilliant idea and are just looking for the leg up or the creative funding to make it happen, Clear Capital Group could be your solution. Make sure you go online, visit their website, and Joe could be at your business any day now. We're going to take a quick break, wrapping up the first live hour of the Mountain Morning Show. We will be back in our second hour with more news, more weather, and a legal team that you won't want to miss for more advice to help you be your best self right here in Park City. We're going to take a break and be right back after this.